Welcome to the Capital Exchange. I'm Steve Wilbur, Managing Director at Allen Capital Group.
And I'm Travis Portwood, Chief Investment Officer with Allen Capital Group.
Travis, an important conversation we have with our clients coming to retirement or even in retirement is ideally having three buckets of money to draw from. You have your non-qualified bucket, of course, which is your normal brokerage accounts. Easy for me to say, brokerage accounts. You have your qualified bucket, which is your IRAs or your 401ks. And then you have your tax-free bucket, which is your Roth IRA money. Having all three buckets gives you options in retirement, of course, which in building a paycheck, and everybody loves options. This allows you to avoid tax brackets that are unfavorable for you, or higher tax brackets, or potential pitfalls, doesn't it?
It does, and that's a great point, Steve. And perhaps the most important bucket you described there is that tax-free or Roth bucket. Because as we know, Roth dollars grow tax-free. The issue that people run into is that it can be challenging to build that Roth bucket of money because first, there are income thresholds that limit your ability to contribute to Roth IRAs. For 2021, individual filers making over $140,000 can't contribute to a Roth IRA. If it's married filing joint with income over $208,000, you can't contribute to a Roth IRA. But let's say you are below those income thresholds and are eligible to make contributions. The maximum contribution you can make for 2021 is $6,000. Unless, of course, they're your age, Steve, 50 plus, then you can contribute $1,000 more, up to $7,000 into the Roth IRA.
First off, Travis, I want the viewers to know I am not 50 plus, okay? I'm only 2 years older than you.
Okay, I'm going to try to remember that.
Okay. So one strategy for people that may not qualify for a direct contribution into a Roth IRA, and when it makes sense, is a backdoor Roth IRA. This is a strategy where you make non-deductible contributions to an IRA, and then you move those dollars from the IRA over to the Roth IRA and convert them. So then in the future, all of that growth is going to be tax-free. You have to be careful here, though, because due to IRS aggregation rules, you can't just target specific dollars that are in IRAs. You have to take the cumulative or all of your IRA dollars, and you have to account for those monies. If you have large IRAs that are pre-tax, your rollover could create a huge tax bill into that Roth IRA. So before you implement this strategy, you really should talk to your advisor to see if this even makes sense. No one wants to have a large tax bill that is unexpected come April 15th, do they?
No, it's probably people's least favorite surprise that they can get. So,
it's not fun.
No. Another, and it's a less common strategy that people can consider, Steve, and the stars have to align for this to work, and we'll get into that, but it's called a mega backdoor Roth conversion. And follow me here. I'm going to try to lay out an example, and there's quite a few moving parts. And I'll use a 401k in my example. So in a 401k at your employer, from all sources, the maximum contribution that can be made in 2021 is $58,000. And that's contributions from the employee, from the employer, and profit sharing contributions. However, as an individual, you can make a maximum pre-tax contribution, again, pre-tax contribution of $19,500 to the plan. Unless, of course, they're your age, Steve. Then they can contribute up to $26,000 pre-tax to the plan.
Again, Travis, I am not 50 plus.
Okay, so you've got your 401k. You've made the $19,500 pre-tax contribution, but that leaves $38,500 of additional room that you can contribute into the 401k. And because all employer contributions are different, I'm just going to say the employer is contributing $0 in this example. So we've got $38,500 extra of room, of contribution room we can make. So now, if you're fortunate enough to have excess income to the point where you can make that $38,500 after tax contribution, into the 401k. Now the stars have to align to get that money into the Roth portion, because first your plan has to even allow for that after-tax contribution to be made. Most don't.
And that's not common. I believe only 43% of plans actually allow for this.
So the majority don't, right? So next, your plan has to have a Roth component to it. That's more common, but not all plans have that as well. And then last, the plan has to even have the ability to allow you to convert money from the after-tax bucket into the Roth bucket.
Yeah, and just so people know, that is even less common. I mean, that's not common at all.
Right. No, it's not. So if the stars align and you can complete those steps and go through all those moving parts, theoretically, you've now taken $38,500 and populated your Roth bucket of money, or added to your Roth bucket of money, which is pretty powerful in expanding that bucket. And this may be a strategy. Maybe you don't do all $38,500 in a year. Maybe you do a little bit each year to sequentially build up that bucket.
Yeah, or Travis, if someone is having a good year where they get some really large bonus, this might be something they can do to catch them up to get that $38,000.
Yeah, using it as a one-off strategy helps as well. So.
Yeah, Travis, this has been great. I look forward to it next week.
I look forward to it as well. Thank you for watching this week's Exchange.
To make sure you don't miss out on future discussions, please follow us on social media.
Make sure to like and share our videos, and we'll see you next week.